The man bounces off the bottom between mouthfuls of air as the woman tries to stay afloat.
If someone's drowning, they don't care who you are. They're going to see you're afloat and they're going to jump onto you and start drowning you. I was drowning.
Central to one of the bikes in front of the tower.
Ryan and Harrison respond in the Can-Am.
Looking at the conditions, I thought we'll just be directing a few swimmers up between the flags. I had no idea what was coming for me next.
The man bounces off the bottom between mouthfuls of air as the woman tries to stay afloat. But their rescuers also have a problem.
Do you want anything? What? It's not on there.
Where the two people are drowning, we've got no rescue boards.
Armed with only a rescue tube, Harrison is seriously undergunned.
One of the main rules I got taught when I first started is never go on by yourself, because if someone's drowning, they don't care who you are. They're going to see you're afloat and they're going to jump onto you and start drowning you. I was just grabbing them and they were sinking me. And so I was pretty much trying to keep them afloat, and the only time I could get air is if I went down and I pushed myself off the bottom to get some more air, then I went back under again. I was drowning.
As Harrison is held under, Yatesy arrives with a much-needed rescue board.
When I got there, it was worse than I thought. I didn't realise how bad things were. Harrison was pretty much going under.
The only thing that's going through my mind at this stage is, I'm drowning here. This must be what drowning feels like.
Hold on, mate, hold on.
It doesn't take much for someone to panic and go under. And this can happen literally 5 metres from shore.
That was a perfect scenario, really. They were swimming and then they got tired.
I was trying to jump off the bottom to keep them afloat. They were drowning the tube.
Tae-Yuan and his sister Yujima are on holiday from South Korea. Outside the flags, the two weak swimmers were caught unaware by a small rip and almost drowned just 5 metres from shore.
There's a big wave. A really big wave. So it can't come here.
After everyone's relief and on the board, I look back and I'm like, man, we're just right here, you know?
Baggis identifies a solo swimmer caught in a rip.
By the time I got down there, Clubby had already gone out. So he actually beat me to the patient, which was good because he kept the guy upright momentarily before I came out.
The volunteer lifesaver has swum out with a rescue tube, a yellow flotation device with ropes attached.
Tubes are really good first responders. They basically just keep the patient upright. It's very hard to complete a rescue with a tube, and it's sort of just a temporary relief before the cavalry arrives.
That's it. You're right. Thank you, mate.
As the man scrambles onto the board, it becomes clear he's tangled in the rope connected to the rescue tube.
That tube became a big hindrance because it was like a fishing net, all tangled around. The patient had it around his neck. It was actually making the situation worse.
Worse still, the volunteer lifesaver is attached to the other end of the rope.
Clubby was needing rescuing as well. The rescuer became the rescuee.
It was pretty horrific. There was a lot of panic in both the people's eyes at that stage. And then I noticed the blue board coming out, and I think it's one of my colleagues, but I don't recognise them.
An off-duty volunteer lifesaver has come to help using a spare lifeguard board from the beach.
The guy who swam out with the tubes getting rescued.
Is this his jog or what?
He was coughing up, he was vomiting water, and the tube was wrapped around his body.
An exhausted patient tangled in ropes. This is not a textbook rescue.
I want him on the board so I can untangle him with a bit more stability. He jumps on, shifts his weight. Gone, capsized.
A capsized board normally spells more trouble, but this time, Baggis gets a lucky break.
Believe it or not, capsizing's in our favour. He's untangled, miraculously.
was about to drown. These guys are heroes. It wasn't deep at all. It just pulled me away, you know? I got really close to God.
Off-duty volunteer lifesaver Jesse was walking past when he saw the situation unfolding.
It can happen very quickly that someone can drown. It's just 10 seconds, you know? And that guy was in a very heavy rip there, so it could have been very serious.
That was just one of those ones. He'd drown for sure, 100%.
The rescue victim may now be safe, but he's a little confused about who the camera crew are.
Big promise my family up young, the Bondi Rescue, same thing, yeah? I just wish it was outside at Bondi, bro. You guys be there tomorrow?
Be here tomorrow?
Nah, at Bondi.
Oh, we're at Bondi now.
Isn't this Coronola?
No, this is Bondi Beach.
Serious?
Yeah, this is Bondi Beach.
Thought he was in Cronulla. That's a 30-kilometre, different train lines and everything. Like, that's a... He's way off course.
Were you supposed to be in Cronulla?
Yeah, bro.
You okay, mate?
Yeah, thanks.
So I thought my wife was bad with directions. That is, like, next level.
It was late in the afternoon. We noticed a girl in the rip in the north corner struggling to get back in. I paddle out. She's a long way out.
The woman is 50 metres from the beach and making no progress against the rip.
Okay? You okay? There you go. You're going to jump on, lie down like a surfboard, okay? You all right?
Yes.
Going to jump up, lie down like a surfboard. Come on. Bring your legs around to me. Come here, you gotta come here. That's just where everything went downhill pretty quickly. You're gonna face that way. And I noticed I'm not in for an easy one here. Jump up.
To make matters worse, they are still on the escalator. Now, 80 metres from the beach.
Come here, give me your arm, give me your arm. We're going to be out in New Zealand soon.
They just keep drifting further out.
I thought, all right, there's only one option for this. Lifeguards have a technique that we use for unconscious patients. We roll the board upside down and we drag their hands on top of the board. Ready? Yeah. Then roll the board over, then hoping to get half of their torso on the board and we can spin them round, which works. You're gonna face it, bring your leg to me, okay? Bring your leg to me. Come on, come on, I've got to go back to shore.
Oh no.
This technique didn't even work. Come here, you're gonna come here.
Oh my God.
You're gonna jump on, lie down like a surfboard, okay? At North Bondi, you've got the grassy knoll in the afternoon. It's like being at a theatre and everyone's watching you. You're on stage.
What's going on there? That's weird.
I know the boys are watching from the tower. Face that way. Who would have thought that the worst rescue in lifeguard history could get even worse? We've still drifted further and further out, and I still haven't even got her on the rescue board. For me, being out in the water, that's time away from being on the radio, and if something else does happen, you know, we can't respond to that incident. This is drastic now.
Oh my God.
We need to go to the last resort. You know what you're gonna do? Hold on to the back handles, okay? So the last resort is just... Hold on to the back handle. Hang on to the handles, and I'll somehow try and drag you in. And so she grabs the handles, and I start paddling. She just lets go straight away. Hold on. Stay holding on to the handles. I'm all right, mate. All right, just don't try and get up. Don't try and get up. Just hold on to the handles. Come here. I've done a lot of rescues. I reckon you're the worst one I've ever had. All right, just hold on there. Don't move. Don't move. Okay. Just don't move. This is by far the most embarrassing moment of my career.
Yeah. You know it. Talk about harassment if someone getting rescued.
I think I might have invented a new technique, and I'm going to have to give Hop a call because we need to redo the manual, Hop.
I miss you, my friend.
You okay?
Yes, thank you.
You're more than welcome. Just go back to shore and don't swim down there, okay?
Thank you.
Don't let your friend down there. She's not a good swimmer. I've never been so excited to feel and touch dry land in the sand before in my life.
Mate, I don't know why.
That was hands down the worst rescue I have ever done. Yeah, I'd rather not talk about that one. That was embarrassing on my behalf.
Beyond the shore break, a man is caught in backpacker's rip.
If you do need some help, pop your hand up in the air and we'll come and help you out. Otherwise, let us know if you're okay.
The thumping shore break is enough to make this champion board paddler rethink his strategy.
You know, all throughout the day, I'd seen people getting sort of swallowed up by this thing, and I just thought, you know what? If I have to do a rescue, I think I'm going to opt for the tube.
Rarely used today, the tube was once the main piece of rescue equipment for lifeguards.
He didn't realise where he was, and he was just getting sucked out to sea, and this situation was starting to get serious.
How far into Central?
Go ahead, mate.
Yeah, I think that's just going into the tube.
Hey, coffee.
You know, I just have a natural affinity with paddling the board. I love it. For this day, for me to opt for the tube is sort of saying something about that shore break.
Singlet's choice of equipment is attracting attention from his colleagues.
I reckon that's a good rescue all day.
The shore is hectic. Even though the shore break was quite heavy, I still would have went the board because you're going to float out pretty far with that tube.
Yeah, I was running into the water and I got to sort of waist depth and I saw this huge shorey coming and I thought, oh no.
Despite a violent pummeling, Singlets isn't regretting his decision.
You know, I came up and I thought, gee, I'm glad I've got this tube behind me. Like, trying to do that with a rescue board would have been a nightmare. So I thought I've actually made the right decision here.
I suppose getting through that shorey on the board, he could have, you know, got hit back once, and that timing would have been put back a bit.
When I swam out to the patient, he was very tired and a little bit disorientated as well. He didn't really know how he'd got out so far or where he was. He probably wasn't used to seeing a lifeguard with a tube either.
Singlets loops the tube around the man, clipping it shut so he doesn't lose hold of him. He must now swim himself and the man back through the shore break.
Dead weight, the guy's like standing up, like vertical.
Swimming was an absolute nightmare. Like, now I know why we don't use tubes often.
Yeah, you know, tube rescues are up there with one of the hardest things to do. You've got a tube attached to the patient and you're dragging that body weight back to shore.
Like a log.
We know that all the boys are watching and there's always a running commentary, and I thought, if we can't get in and we're stuck in this rip, this is not going to go down well at all.
They might go over the shore.
Well done, mate, no worries.
You know, Singlets did a great job being able to put that person on the tube and bring them back in through backpackers.
It all ended out pretty well in the end, but you had one pretty exhausted lifeguard.
We're from the north of England and we come here on like a gap year sort of. So this is actually our second day here, and then we're just travelling around Australia. Yeah, well, I didn't feel that far, and then I started trying to swim and then it felt like miles away. We have nothing like this at home, so it's a bit of a surprise how easily it is to get taken out.
H and Chapo race to South Bondi, where two swimmers are being swept out in a rip.
Two of them right at the back.
With every second, they are dragged further out. H and Chapo use the rip as an express route out to the swimmers.
Hey, get on behind me.
Collecting the two men is one thing. The challenge is getting them safely to shore. As Chapo struggles against the fast-moving water, the old man of the sea heads in the opposite direction.
Can you kick your leg? Yeah. Here's a trick I'll show you. This is what you do if it ever happens again. Now, there we are.
Bizarrely, he heads straight for the rocks. Chapo still makes no headway against the rip. Chapo might be losing ground, but H's unorthodox manoeuvre looks alarmingly dangerous.
Go off. All right, get off. Just head straight there. Go up with the line. Here we go. Ready? Go up with it.
Then, like magic, the swimmer is delivered to safety.
H has just paddled him on top of the rocks. Quite different, I've never seen it done before.
As Chapo struggles, the old sea dog takes command.
Yeah, I will, mate. Yeah, no, gotcha. Good idea. Yeah, good one.
Yeah, actually, Chapo's decided to do the same thing now.
All the way from Colorado, Daniel and Doug didn't expect to be rock climbing at Bondi.
You alright? Yeah, man, thanks. It's alright. Up the rock. Hey, our pleasure, mate.
Highly unorthodox, but highly effective.
Old sea dog knew exactly where to go. I'm over there struggling to rip.
It's what you call local knowledge. I've grown up. It's the easiest way. It looks the most frightening, but it's the easiest. Because the current's going that way. It's just a matter of just getting lifted up with the wave. You see, I didn't even have to... That guy was sort of not totally hopeless. Some people, I've had to take some really tired people up there. But there again, you just take charge. You know, it's what we do.
Before we knew it, we were just dragged all the way out here. And then the surfer came and said, "You okay?" And I was being bashful. And I don't know where he was, but I couldn't get up. I'm glad he came and got me. I really
like,
am.
if you guys want to ride, we'll give you a ride. If not, we're leaving you here. So I was like, I'll take her ride in.
I was in trouble. I really was in trouble.
It was tired.
I think.
That makes you tired trying to fight that current out there.
It was good. I'm glad they got me.
2 teenagers and a very young boy are in a fight for their lives.
Yeah, go. Oh, you want to go again? Yeah. Hey, guys, everyone out. Everyone out. Out of the water.
Harrison must prioritise who he should rescue first.
When you go for a rescue, when there's more than one person involved, you always go for the person most furthest out the back.
Harrison's flying out to him right now.
And by the time I got to him, it was in a really bad way, but a surfer managed to come over and just prompt him up for me.
Harrison has followed protocol, but on this occasion, it may prove a mistake.
I tried to give my patient back to the surfer so I can paddle back and get the other guy.
The terrified teenager quickly becomes an anchor on Harrison's board.
I got to the stage where I'm just seeing this guy going under and I'm trying to kick him.
Harrison can't reach the other swimmers until he frees himself from the first man.
I'm literally kicking him. I feel bad, but I'm thinking, as long as I can hold on to that surfer's board, I can get this other guy.
Buddy's still there.
Oh, this guy's in trouble. Oh, take your gun.
As Jake backs up, Harrison finally offloads the teenager onto a sandbank. The small boy, barely 7 years old, has fought his way out of the rip by himself.
Those things can get quite scary because you've got your patient and you're watching someone else and you feel kind of helpless, I guess.
The third swimmer is helped by yet another surfer.
Jake's going to get there, but the guys, two surfers have pretty much saved these guys' lives.
Without the surfer's help, the situation could have been tragic. Jake's patient was only moments from drowning.
Jake got to the other guy. That's as close as you want to get.
The 2 teenagers are students from Malaysia. The students aren't out of danger yet. Water on the lungs can still cause death.
I'm going to give him some oxygen. It looks like they swallowed him with a fair bit of water. Try to help him out for a bit, see if he comes good. If not, we'll have to take him off to hospital.
Lifeguards monitor the men's oxygen saturation levels before they are finally released.
One simple rescue turned into 3, and that was critical. If the surfer hadn't got over to one of them, I think 100% they would have died.
I was in the tower and I was just looking out, and there was this little girl and she was in the rip and she was struggling.
Brother, it looks like the water is just rocketing through there.
Yeah, I'm going to jump down quickly.
Once the North Bondi Express gains momentum, it's impossible to swim against.
Hi, thank you so much.
Patrolling North Bondi alone, Max is responsible for the safety of hundreds of beachgoers. Within moments, he's back in the water.
Max is still out there, eh? Not again.
I got back and I was looking out in that rip to see if anyone was in it, and there was 3 people in there, and they were travelling really fast, so they were in a bit of trouble.
3 swimmers are 50 metres from shore and going out to sea.
Just relax. You all right, buddy?
He's got 3 on there, eh?
The North Corner Rip is just really deep, and the water is just flying out at the moment.
Central is skinny.
Yeah, go ahead, flags.
Just saw young Max back out there.
Yeah, I'll head down there now.
Yeah, might be good idea. He's got 3.
Danny and I, we've grown up around Maroubra. We're family friends and he's taught me a lot. I'm definitely very close with Skeeny.
The speed of the rip is visible from the tower as Max and the 3 swimmers are swept further out.
Well, I knew I couldn't have all 3 of them on the board.
Can't take 2.
Oh, God. Put 2 on, hanging on. 3.
I just asked him if he was a good swimmer, and he said, yeah, he could manage himself, so he swam off to the rocks. I just got the other 2 ladies, one on the front, one on the back.
He's gonna hellman it. I hope he hellman. He's going one at the front, one on the back.
The Hellman is a bold rescue manoeuvre for a first-year lifeguard.
So yeah, the Hellman is where you got one person on the front, like a normal rescue. You got a person on the back that you're gonna hold with your legs so they don't fall off.
He's got the hellman. I think Skeeny's gonna go help him anyway.
I just remember seeing Jethro do it one time. I was like, oh, I'll give it a go. And so yeah, I just always thought about pulling it off and proving to the boys, proving to Jethro that I can do it as well.
I thought when I was racing out there that I definitely would have been grabbing one of the patients, because when you get 2 people, it can be really tricky.
Loaded with 2 people, Max sets himself up for the return trip.
Oh, you might get this out.
To be honest, when that wave started to grow in front of us, the girls started like screaming a little bit. I was just going, oh no, it's fine, but in the back of my mind, I was semi going, oh no, myself.
Oh my God, he's done it.
Oh my God,
He's done the hellman. Yes, babe.
I'm trying to race out, and here comes Max doing the hellman, coming down a wave with a smile from ear to ear.
Like, I'm Skeeny, I just let him go. That was all time.
Seeing Skeeny flying out and he was going, you want me to take one? I was like, nah, mate, I've got this, eh?
Empty-handed, Skeeny checks no one else is in trouble.
Yeah, in a way I got snubbed, but it was a good snubbing.
Well done, Maximus. Well done.
We were just swimming and then we were chatting and then we got caught in a rip, and that was how easy that was to happen. I'm never going to go into a rip again.
Blokes with years of experience wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Throw one on the front, one on the back, leg lock and paddle in.
Yeah.
Killed it, mate. That was unreal. Max is one of those kids, I've known him since he was about 6 years old, and what he just done was a real good effort. I was proud of him.
2 swimmers seen fighting the rip are facing a losing battle.
There's a couple that look like they might need a bit of help if they don't find their feet.
Yeah, for sure. We've just been at backpackers.
Wow, they're going to drown each other in a sec.
2 proper drowners, eh?
As I was getting closer to the 2 gentlemen,
They were pushing off the bottom and sort of gasping for air.
Oh, wow, they're under.
So close.
I just had to reach down, one on each side, and grab onto whatever I could, try and get them up onto the board.
Okay, hold on to the board, not me.
He's grabbed one in each arm.
Very dangerous, isn't it?
Yeah.
Against a surging rip, Whippet shows his experience.
Once you get 2-3 adult males on a board, the chance of rolling it is pretty good. So for me, I thought just get them to hold on to the side, I can hold on to them, and I knew if I angled the board right, we'd hit a sandbank sooner or later.
So when you go in, aim here. Thank you. We came from first time over here. We already went to a couple of beaches. There we don't find any problem, but today we came over there. So someone suddenly came and then he catches.
They were properly drowning. That was a good one. Double.
When panic sets in like that for people like that, they can't swim and they get tired super quick. Yeah, they wouldn't have had long before they started sinking properly, those guys, and taking on water.
A lone swimmer has been spotted several hundred metres from shore near the shark nets.
Oh, yeah, I see the guy.
A person treading water so far from shore is clearly not a bay swimmer.
To be swimming to the shark boy, that's a fair swim for someone who isn't a particularly good swimmer.
Yeah, I'm having a cause.
Yeah, hey, he's got 2 hands up, mate.
Being that far out, if you're not a strong swimmer, there's no way getting back to shore.
He was swimming out in the middle of nowhere.
Volunteer lifesavers have an inflatable rescue boat already in the water.
Cause is the IRB in the water, so we're just in them. Yeah, that'd be great.
With time critical, the IRB is directed to the man.
Saw the IRB pick up the patient at probably about 100 metres before I got there, but I was still worried about the welfare of the patient, especially being that far out to sea, so I decided I would signal the volunteers down and perform a welfare check on the patient out in the water.
The IRB makes the rescue, but heading for shore, it stops.
So the IRB had stopped moving and I'd sat off my board to have a look at what was going on, and I was wondering if they had started performing first aid or CPR on the patient. With the chop in the ocean that day, I actually couldn't see the patient in the IRB. When I saw the patient sit up and I saw he was conscious and breathing, it was a sigh of relief.
The IRB has broken down, so the volunteers hand the patient over to Max. 18-year-old Alex is conscious but disoriented. Now, Max faces a half-kilometre paddle back to shore. It remains unclear why Alex was so far out.
It was a weird sort of state he was in. He was sort of aware of his surroundings, but at the same time, he was so tired and so confused.
After an exhausting 1 kilometre round trip, Max finally gets Alex back to the beach.
When he walked out of the water, you could just see he was exhausted. He didn't look like he was in a good way.
Just come up there and sit down with us.
Let's take him up.
I'm pretty concerned, hey, like, he just seemed very confused and out of it.
You alright, buddy? Who'd you come down here with?
No one.
Just by yourself?
Yeah.
And did you swim out there?
Yeah.
Why?
So I thought I could make it back.
Okay.
It's quite common for patients to act a bit abnormal when they've been through an ordeal like that.
As Jack focuses on Alex's condition, he looks for answers as well.
Where did you start in the water?
I started from the shore.
Here?
Yeah.
And you just swam out?
Yeah.
You just kept swimming?
Yeah. Well, I realised how I was running too much out of first, and I thought I swam back. I thought I feel I was drowning big time.
You reckon you've been out there since 10 o'clock?
Yeah.
Alex told us he'd been out there for an hour, hour and a half. If you've been out there that long, you're looking at things like dehydration, sunstroke.
Hoping to improve Alex's condition, Jack administers oxygen.
Just breathe normally. Just take it nice and easy there. He's exhausted and not thinking clearly. The oxygen therapy treatment will help him recover from that.
Alex is from Liverpool in Western Sydney. A 1-hour trip from Bondi that requires 2 trains and a bus.
Is there anyone that can come pick you up?
I think about a few minutes, I should be alone.
Alex doesn't want to cause his family trouble by driving all the way to Bondi.
I'm not going to call anyone to come pick me up.
But Jack insists he speak with Alex's parents.
I won't ask anyone to come. What if I just speak to someone that you know, just so they know you're okay? Can I do that?
You promise.
Promise. Hi there, my name's Jack Curtis. I'm calling from the Bondi Lifeguards. How are you? Are you Alex's mother? Everything's okay? Even if they don't like it, sometimes we just have to do what's right and ensure they get home safely. He's insisting on not calling anyone, but I don't think he's okay to get public transport himself. That'll be great. I'm sorry, I know it's a bit of a long drive for you, but I'm just not okay with putting him back on public transport.
As Alex overhears the conversation, he becomes agitated.
Bye. Alex, Mom insisted on coming to you. Okay, she's not upset.
Don't make me hit you.
You're not going to hit me. We're friends, all right? She insisted. Okay, I didn't ask her to. Relax with me. You're not in a good enough position to be getting public transport. Just relax. Yeah, things escalated pretty quickly. She has to come. You're not in an okay position. I just said, relax, mate. We're here to help. Just stay calm. Just take it easy, buddy.
I'm not going to take it easy. You need to stop talking for once.
So once we have a patient, we have a duty of care to make sure they recover fully and that they can get home safe on their own.
Get the camera.
Hey.
Mommy? 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 Can you go home? So I said to her, look, Mom, please, I'm fine. Are you sure you will go home right now? I don't want my parents to come this far. I don't care what happens to me. I can move by them to myself. And driving this far for my mistake, I just can't do that. I just can't. I won't be alive.
Sometimes the patients feel like they're okay and they're ready to leave. They'll get up and then they feel sick again. So you just need to monitor them until you're happy with their condition.
After oxygen therapy, Alex's condition has improved. And he apologises to Jack.
How you doing now, mate?
Yeah, my bad.
We're just looking out for you. We're happy you're okay.
Yeah.
You feeling all right now?
Yeah, I'm feeling fine.
He seemed like a really nice kid. At the end of the day, I've just got to do my best to make sure that he leaves in a good enough condition to get home on his own.